if I get $1 for every time somebody has asked me how much does it cost to come to the UK in 2025, Elon Musk would have reached out to me to ask, please, what is your secret to be the richest human being on planet Earth? Because this is like the most frequently asked questions. A lot of people have asked me, how much does it cost? Can 30 million bring me to the UK as a student? Can 20 million naira bring me to the UK? I'm like, I can't hear you speak louder. 20 what? Okay, no, I'm not laughing at you, but it's just funny. Anyways, that's why I'm making this video, for us to lay bare the fact, for us to do the calculations ourselves. We'll be doing a live calculation right here in this video, just to give you an insight on the cost of acquiring or getting a UK study visa, coming to the UK, anyhow you want to see it. Okay, so that's basically what this video is about. So first things first, let me do a bit of clarification before we start fully. Number one, expect to see a lot of cuts in this video because I have sore throat, and you know that very annoying I do it a lot, or I currently do it because my throat is literally on fire. And this is not Nigeria where you can just walk into any pharmacy to buy Shoutox or Strepsils. It's so annoying. Yeah, that's one. Secondly, we'll be doing two types of calculations here. We'll be doing calculations, like I'll do a general calculation assuming that you have all of the money, okay? Then I'll be doing a half calculation assuming you don't have all of your school fees and all of your living cost, so you just have half of it or something, and then you want to do the proof of funds. You know the way we do it now, the other proof of funds you get. So two calculations, like I said, the full everything, and then if you're going to split it, pay half and then do the whole proof of funds, you know, if you know what I mean. Yeah, another thing, we'll be using Oanda to do the conversion, and we'll be using today's rate. So Oanda is what the UKVI uses to, you know, check your proof of funds to be sure that you have accurate money. So they use it to exchange pounds to naira, naira to pounds, the other way around, you know, just basically. So that's what we'll be using now. We'll be using today's rate for the purpose of this video. What's today's date? Today is Saturday, 24th, sorry. Yeah, 24th May. Today is 24th May, so I'm using today's rate. So whenever you are ready to start your process, you just use that day's rate, or obviously you have to pad up your money. I'm blabbing. Anyways, how much does it cost to come to the UK in 2025? Let's get started. Of course, I have my companion here, my MacBook, because obviously I'm using my phone to film, so I have to use my laptop to do the calculations and then check the rates, you know. Yeah, so my MacBook is my companion. Like I said, if you're not seeing a MacBook, pray to God for deliverance. So let's start. What is the first thing? And yeah, again, another form of clarification. Yeah, my calculation is wacky because I'm not the best mathematician out there. So if I get a little confused at some point or confuse you at some point, please forgive me, but I'll try to be as coherent as possible. May my mathematics teacher not see this video, because he'll be like, this girl knows sabi my asshole. So just bear with me, okay? So let's start the cost. So yeah, school fees, well, let's just, for the purpose of this calculation, we'll just use £15,000. Yes, we would use £15,000 as the school fees, because that's like the average. A lot of schools like University of Hull, they take as low as 11k, 11k, 12k, you know. So but let's use 15k because that's like the average. So school fees is £15,000. That's the full money. And then your tuberculosis test is $95. That's if you're going to do at IOM, that's International Organization for Migration. I've done a video on how to go about the whole tuberculosis process. You should check it out if you have not seen it. So tuberculosis test for at IOM is like $95. Then if you're doing at normal centers, 100,000 naira and 90,000 naira. So but for the purpose of this video, I want to do best case scenario, you went to IOM, so that's like the most expensive. So let's use the most expensive to calculate. So you have tuberculosis test for $95, and then you have IHS fee. So if you're doing a 1 year course like me, that's about £1,200. So if you're doing 2 years course, it's around up to 2k or 2k plus. But I'm just assuming you're coming for a 1 year masters, and that is £1,200. It's around, it's not up to 1,200, it's 1,100 and something, but I'm just estimating it to be £1,200. Then you have your visa fee of £524. It used to be 459. I think that's what I paid, but they increased it to £524. And then you have transport to do your biometrics. Well, this one depends on your location. If you live in Lagos, it's just a small amount. But if you're traveling from another city, so if you want to use flights, if you want to use bus, if you want to do Akanelu, still your choice. But I just added transportation to do your biometrics, and then you have 40,000 naira for your courier if you don't live in Lagos. So when you apply for your visa and you do your biometrics, of course you have to leave your passport there. So 40K is to courier it for you. If you want, it's also optional. So people who live in, why am I losing my breath? I'm sorry. People who live in Lagos do not necessarily have to use the courier service. People who live outside Lagos that need it. So then flight fee from Nigeria to the UK. It depends. I know somebody that flew business class. Oh shit, if you're listening to me, Ocheche, rental. But the normal average class is around 1 million naira. So I know some people that flew for that did like that booked their flight for like 800K, 900K. Depends on when you are booking. So if you're booking like 1 month ahead or way ahead, definitely you get cheaper deals. But me, mine was really urgent. So I paid 1,080 something thousand. That's what I paid to book my flight. Okay. So I'll just say for the purpose of this calculation, we'll use 1 million naira, and then I have money to buy food items, clothes, japa things, basically, and maybe like miscellaneous. So under this miscellaneous, you can have transport to your to do your biometrics and back. That's if you're using road. If you're using road, you will not spend up to 200K going, coming, booking your accommodation, assuming you're going to stay for a day, for a night. Okay, so miscellaneous, I just said 300K. So let us do the calculation. 1,500, that's everything. 15,000 naira for your 15,000 pounds for your school fees, 1,200 pounds for IHS, 524 pounds for your visa fee, 1 million naira for your flight, 300K for food stuff, and maybe transport miscellaneous, 95,000 naira for tuberculosis test, 40,000 naira for courier. I also added another 400K for miscellaneous. Okay, let's say 300K is for buying your food items, like when you want to travel, when you're ready to travel, your food items, clothes, and maybe winter jacket, all of those things you would need. 300K should be, it's even way more. Then 400K is the one for miscellaneous. Let's assume you have to do your transcript, transport to for your biometrics and back, transport for your to your tuberculosis test and back, and then anything related. Some people will use agents. But even even though it's not necessary, but out of the 400K, maybe I don't know how much agent to take. Maybe they'll take like 200K. All this still falls under miscellaneous. So let's do a quick calculation. So if I do the Rwanda rate for today, let's check. I'm sorry. So our Rwanda rate today is as of today, a pound is around 2,142 naira 61 kobo. That's what a pound is as of today, 24th May. So if you are paying school fees for 15,000 pounds, assuming you have all of the money, so you have 32,139,115 naira. So I'll write that down. So then we have 1,200 pounds for your IHS. So that is around 2,571,132. So you have 524 pounds for your visa, or 524. That gives you 1,122,728 naira. And then you have $95 for your TB test. So we'll do $95. One that can also do USD, sorry, USD 95 USD. So your TB test, you use their own rate, but it still falls within this margin. So it goes $95 goes for 150,879 naira. Your courier for 40,000, which is optional, like I said, 40,000 naira. And then you have 400,000 naira for miscellaneous, 400. And then you have 1 million naira for, how many zeros does 1 million have? 6. and then you have 300,000 naira for your foodstuffs and bag, everything you want to travel with. You get three. So yeah, so let's sum this up, which gives me 37 million. Oh, I'm missing something. Living costs. Hey, I wanted to say that this is cheap, so let's add the living cost. Your living cost, so what we have here is 37,723,889. So I'll write it somewhere and then we'll add living cost. Okay, hope you understand. So your living cost is 1,136 pounds per month multiplied by 9 months. So this is for people outside London, not London people. I'm not, this video is not even about London, because people who are in London, you are not on our level. So this video is not for London people, please, normal people, not London people. So 1,136 multiplied by 9 months. So let's do the math. 1136 multiplied by 9 months. 1136 multiplied by 9 months is 10,224 naira. No, 10,224 pounds. So this is what your living cost. This is what they expect to see in your account as proof of funds. Aside, that's if you finish paying your complete school fees. So we are adding 10,000. We are multiplying. We are converting 10,234 pounds to naira and adding it to the 37 million we have. So let's go there. Wanda, where are you? Wanda, what's the figure again? 10,224 pounds gives us 21,906,000. Is it 0545 naira? Whatever. So we are adding 37,723,889 or 889 naira to 21,906,045. That's 906,045 kobo. So let's do the maths. Okay, all together we have drum rolls, money na water. Even me, I've seen this money. Me myself, I shock. 59,620. No, I wish say na 15. 59. Why is this thing refusing to highlight? Now, what's your problem? Why are you refusing to copy? 59,629. What am I called? What is my obsession with thousand? I beg. I'm coming. This one had me to pronounce. 59,620. 59 million. Yeah, million. Why thousand? They sticky for mouth. 59,629,934 kobo. I don't know the cocoa. 59 shall just hold your 60 million. Okay, this video is even getting too long. Hold your 60 million. So, but if you are doing the other way around, it means you're paying half of your. So I'm assuming that you can afford half of your fees. You pay, that's what most schools ask for as deposit, half of your school fees. So you're paying 7,500, and then you are doing proof of funds. This is where the cocoa is. Now your proof of funds will now be 7,500 pounds. You're paying 10,224. Yeah, that's your 9 months living cost, and then you are paying, no, sorry, you're not paying 10, you're paying interest on 10,224 and then 7,500 pounds. So let us convert this, let us add these monies and then convert it to naira and then check out the interest. Mathematics plenty. So we are doing 10,224 plus, I hope I'm not confusing anybody, plus 7,500. What that means is that half of your school fees plus your 9 months living cost, that will not be in your account as proof of fund. In the first calculation we did, the only thing that is in your account as proof of fund is your living cost, because you have paid your school fees complete. But this time you are paying half of your school fees. That means the remaining half of your school fees plus your 9 months living cost has to be in your account as your proof of fund. So your proof of funds now, what you need as your proof of funds is half of your school fees and then 9 months living cost, which amounts to £17,724. £17,724. So let us convert this to naira and then check out the interest you are to pay. On Oanda, it gives me 36,904,315 kobo. Money, money. So this is what you are paying as your proof of funds. 36,900,000. So let us assume that you are paying because that's what my plug takes, 2.7%. Yeah, it depends on the bank. I think it takes 2.6 for Paralex. I don't know, but let's just do 2.7% of 36 million. So because of the exchange rate, the way it fluctuates, comes down, comes up, you can pad this money to like say 45 million. That's to be on the safe side because the exchange rate is going crazy. So let us do 2.7% of 45 million. You can actually make it 40 million, but like I said in my previous videos, UKVI uses the exchange rate of that day that you submitted your visa application to calculate it. So if pounds has increased from 2,200 when you started your proof of funds to 3,000, that's the 3,000 that we use to calculate. So for the purpose of this video, let's use 45 million. So what is let me ask Google, what is 2.7% of 45 million? Okay, it's telling me what's this? I beg, in words. Let me say in words because I don't understand this figure. Okay, it says 1,215,000. Yes, so we have 1,215,000. So it depends on you. Some people will leave the money for 2 months, some 1 month, some 3 months, depends on you. But for me, what I did for my own, once I've printed my bank statement and submitted for visa, I don't do proof of funds again. So let us just say generally you're leaving it for 2 months, so that means you're paying 2,430,000. yeah, let us assume. So now our calculations will now be £75 plus this amount and then every other money that we have calculated. Do you understand? So we are doing half of your school fees, £75, this proof of funds 2.4 million, that the 300k we calculated, the TB test we calculated, the HS fee we calculated, and all of that. So let's convert £7,500 to naira. I just hope this is really not confusing though. It gives you 16,069,575 kobo. So what we have now is half of your school fees, your proof of funds, the interest on your proof of funds. Then we have your normal IHS fee, we have your normal visa fee, we have your normal TB test, the 40k for Korea, 400k miscellaneous, 1 million flight ticket, 300k things you need to buy for your jackpot and all of that. So let me hurriedly do the calculation. I'll just do it off camera so that I'll not waste your time. Okay guys, so I am done with the calculation. So if you're doing it the other way, what you would spend is 24,048,314 kobo. Shall let me just call the figures. I don't know if I'm even calling them well. 24,048,314. So when you now come to the UK, you can now hustle the remaining half of your school fees. Mind you, before you get too excited, 24 million, yeah, it's cheap, yeah. So this has reduced your expenses. You see, from 59 to 24, you can see the difference. So even as you are spending 24, another thing you should bear in mind is that you should have your living cost for at least 3 months, because the average rent you will spend when you come is like £400, depending on the city. That's if you are lucky. if you are, that's the cheapest you can get, or around that figure, depends on the city. So you can get a shared apartment or squat with someone or whatever. At least hold your 3 months rent down, because when you come, you have to start hustling to look for a job, to do this, do that. So that the fact that you are doing proof of funds does not mean you should just come empty-handed and hope that as you are landing from the airport, you are going to the office and starting work. No, it doesn't work like that. Still have at least 3 months survival money, because within that 3 months you need a roof over your head. Within that 3 months, you eat, you move around, you transport yourself, because you're in a new place. Most likely you will not even be trekking around. You need to use buses and buses. Yeah, you can use Uber if you can afford it, but basically just hold money for hand, okay, for survival. And of course, feeding. Well, feeding is not something you should worry about, except you eat too much. But feeding is cheap here. I feel it is really, really cheap. Food is really cheap here, so you have nothing to worry about that. But survival costs, especially housing is like the most, is one thing I don't like about the UK, to be honest. Housing, the fact that houses are too expensive, the houses are not spacious. Story for another day. Anyways, this is a cost breakdown of how much it costs you to come to the UK in 2025. If you have any question, ask UKVI. You guys, I'm kidding, but if you have any question, ask in the comment section. If it's something I can answer, definitely I'll answer. But if something I cannot answer, I'll just refer you to, okay. But like I said, 15k pounds is the average, but you can get schools that take way lesser than 15. You can get 11k, you can even 10k, I don't know sure, but you can get 11k, you can get 12k. Just do your research and you will be fine. Trust me, you will be fine. I hope this video is as informative as I think in my head that it is, because the Bible talks, say, who is he who wants to start a project and he does not count the cost? There's how the Bible said it. So before you won't start, don't go and start halfway and pay half of your school fees and you're already broke. You're now wondering, I don't have money for IHS. I didn't know that I'm supposed to pay it. Okay, so yeah, basically that's it. I'm talking too much. Somebody, a subscriber, said I too talk. Hey, you people have seen me finish on this YouTube, but well, somehow you are right, because imagine me wanting to end the video and I'll now just done. Anyways, if you have not subscribed to my channel, that's that you're doing to me, somebody will do you back and they will do you the one way back past the one way did to me. Please subscribe to this channel. Tell your friends, tell your friends, tell your friends. If you know someone that is planning to join, maybe it's not you, send this video to them so that they will prepare their minds, okay? So anyways, thank you once again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.